And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the LiuLi Cup 2024 Grand Finals Group D. Welcome to the second match of the night. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of El Dorado, we have the Chinese Protoss player, the Red Protoss, representing Weibo Gaming WBG. It is JieShi. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the South Korean Zerg player, the Blue Zerg, representing himself, currently teamless. It is Dark. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will take the series. Best of luck in the chat, as the predictions will soon close in a couple of minutes. Till then, we are settling in. Do have our initial hatch gas pool here by Dark. Likewise, gate expand out of JieShi. And welcome one and all to El Dorado. El Dorado, we have been seeing a little bit more of as of late. I mean, we've been forcing it in the Eliminate League, so I don't really count it too much in the Eliminate League matches. But it's been great to see. It's been great to see it here a little bit more frequently. Again, it is one of the more unorthodox maps in the map pool. It does allow for very different kind of game states depending on how you expand, and Dark is very fond on El Dorado. We have seen him just ape it up and go into muta rushes, rush into Swarm Host Nidus play, go for Queen walks across the map into all-ins. There's just a lot available here on El Dorado. Really, what limits you is your creativity here and how you want to be an animal and just send it across the map. It's crazy. Aye. Again, like the potential short rush distance by ground, likewise the potential third base as a goal, the fourth base as a goal as well, even the fifth. Just a lot of goal base potential here on El Dorado. Likewise, depending on how your opponent expands, certain areas of the map are more available to you to try to use for Nidus play or harassment as well. There's a lot that comes into this, which is often why we see this vetoed, but not here, not in this series. So I'm ready, I'm excited. Dark, what do you have for us? What do you have for us this time? A map for animals, exactly. Aye. You know, Babby, you know. I started playing when Wings of Liberty first came out. How times have changed, but memories stay. True. I was recently watching the Sue documentary. For those who don't know, we don't apologize for not bringing it to your attention yet in the podcast. But Panda Me, he's been working on a Sue documentary for a very long time, and he released it like a week ago, or maybe a couple weeks ago at this point, and it's really well done. It's a really well done documentary, and it's so nostalgic. Almost in a sad way, I'll be honest. There's just so many memories and so much history with Sue and with StarCraft, like Sue specifically, of course, because that's what it centers around. And yeah, it's really nicely done. It's really nicely done. It really does invoke a lot of feelings, a lot of memories, a lot of yeah, definitely a lot. It's really well put together. One of the better documentaries that I've seen related to StarCraft, if not the best documentary that I've seen related to StarCraft. Like a lot of time, a lot of care was put into it. I do recommend it if you haven't seen it. Do recommend. And we'll be talking more in depth about it tomorrow during the podcast. Until then, Stargate opener into Void Ray. There's going to be a Void Ray here for JieShi. Moving out, catching out the Overlord. Oh. Not a bad start. Now, typically with a Void Ray opener, as we are seeing here, the purpose is to hunt down Overlords. The purpose is to deny vision of the Zerg player and hide some tech. And there it is. It is going to be a Gateway Explosion with a Twilight Council with Glaive Adept. So Void Ray opener into Glaives. Third base is being taken to hide the build, and the pressure is on Dark to figure out what the hell is going on. You see he's checking, looking for any would-be third location, but alas, it is a linear, or sorry, I should say vertical third here from JieShi. I mean, linear works as well. Is expanding towards the north. Glaives on the way. Dark, he's rushing into a lair. And I'll be honest, if he skips his Roach Warren, if he skips his Baylor, okay, never mind. But if he had skipped his Roach Warren, he would be in trouble. Thankfully, 4-minute 30 Roach Warren here out of Dark. Very safe play. As a result, Roaches will be available in time for the Adept defense. Likewise, earlier lair means earlier Roach speed, means earlier Overseer, and an earlier counterattack after the defense. After the hold. As the Void Ray is going to be zoned away. Dark so far, zoning back, holding well. Behind this, does scout, does check, doesn't get eyes on much here. The Adepts are warped in further back. They have not been revealed. The Ling is going to be dealt with. But I believe Darky does have the Zelnaga, does control the center of the map. He is aware of what's going on, and he does spot the Adepts. He sees everything. But back at home, zero. Oh, does he have roaches? Yes, zero. Zero roaches. 5 roaches in production as we speak, but is it too late? JieShi, he has potential. He can go in. He can go for the dive, but Darky fully walls off. Does wall up. Adepts are denied. Force fight the Queens. Queens, they do have Transfuse. Plus Transfuse. 1 Queen goes down. He gets 1. He gets 2. But the roaches, they have arrived. They do trickle in. Adepts say shade towards the third base, but Darky evacuated in time. Does pull away. And Darky's holding. Oh, he fully walls off once. Darky's all over this. Oh my god. Fully walls off time and time again. Adepts take him into the shade. Roaches are in position. The Queens as well. Another Queen is going to fall. But Darky shutting this down. Once again, what's the most important here? Roach speed. Roach speed is halfway done. And that means that once it does complete, Darky can counterattack. He can and he will counterattack. And is keeping up with the Adepts. Another Queen does fall. Gee, the Queen count is being completely shut down. But the Roaches, here they come. As Darky's moving out with a massive counterattack, the goal here is to shut down the third. Spire is on the way, going to Muta play. Going into Muta's behind this. But Darky is committed nonetheless. And what is it to defend? Blink just began. There's a couple of regular Stalkers, vanilla Stalkers to defend. Not too much to work with. And Roach Speed is finishing up just in time. There is a force field. The Roaches, they don't care. There's 1 shield battery behind this. There's a Guardian Shield. And Roaches, they commit in. Boys are being pulled. Stalkers going down. Nice start stepping here out of Dark. Avoids the boys. Does focus on the Roaches. And Dark with these Ling reinforcements, he can break through. Oh, there's an Immortal. The Immortal has arrived. Lings once again, good positioning. The probes are being pulled here, but alas, the Stalkers are barely holding on. There's 2 Stalkers left. 2 Stalkers remaining. Now 1. Down to none. 0 Stalkers. The Immortal is going to go down. There's no energy on the shield battery. And Dark, he's done it. He has broken the third base. 20 probe kills. And behind this, there are Mutas. Mutas are on the way, and there's nothing that shoots up. I mean, Stalkers are amassing, true, but Mutas, they just have so much flexibility here. And I mean, Mutas aren't even necessary. If Dark wanted to, it could just be reinforced with more Lings, more Roaches to break the third. Instead, Dark just going for the Stalkers themselves. Gets 1. 2 Stalkers left. We're down to 1 Stalker. Aha. And here comes the rest of the army. The Mutas have been amassing. They're making their way towards the main. Lings likewise getting ready to hit the third. And the Mutas, they reveal themselves. They head for the main. And JieShi gets called as soon as they're revealed. And Dark, he will take game number 1. GG. Oh my god. GG, well played. Dark takes the first game. What I do want to say though is shout out to JieShi for having a fun build to go for the Void Ray into Glaive Adepts. Unfortunately, Dark was playing very safe. Playing very, very safe, going for the faster lair into the 430 Roach Warren, into a wall up here on top of the ramp. As a result, Darky was just so fast and so on point when it came to walling off that location, making sure that Adepts could not bust into the natural. Likewise, he locked them down and produced more Roaches. We did see Adepts towards the third base, but Darky pulled away in time, barely lost any workers whatsoever. And after the defense, we had the counterattack. Darky was so quick to research Roach speed and to be ready for that counteroffensive. GG. GG, well played. Very impressive play there out of Dark, and with that, Dark is 1 game away from making it to the next round. The pressure is now on JieShi. Let's go. Pressure is on. Link it. I believe Kuro did link it in the chat. There we go. Again, that is. Oh. that is the Sue documentary. May as well link it again. I'll link it in YouTube chat as well, actually. Because I do recommend it. If you haven't watched it, it's actually really good. And we'll be talking about it tomorrow. We'll be discussing our thoughts on it a little bit more in depth. But yeah, I watched it earlier today. One of the reasons why I have not sleep. Actually, I couldn't sleep, so I decided to watch it. Oh, good. It was good. here we go. We're getting into game number 2. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Whispers of Gold, we have the Chinese Protoss player, the Red Protoss, representing Weibo Gaming, WBG. It is JieShi. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Zerg player from South Korea, leading the series 1-0. It is Dark. We go. All these great players. Yeah, for sure. A lot of stories to tell, a lot of history in StarCraft, a lot of history. Good stuff. Now though, settling in, do have Dark going for his initial hatch gas pull, standard opener out of Dark. And again, just like the previous game, I feel like the onus is on JieShi to do something crazy, to do something wild. We'll see if he can. Here we go. So now we have our initial openers. Nothing too crazy yet, nothing out of the norm. Really, we'll see if Dark goes for another earlier lair timing. I mean, that again, that did signify that Dark was going for a big counterattack. Likewise, if JieShi goes for another Void Ray opener. Now, after the initial build of Game 1, I'm not opposed to JieShi opening up Stargate into Void Ray again, but this time not going Adept and doing something different. Maybe going for a second Stargate into Fleet Peak into Sky Toss, or into Twilight Council into Blink, or into a third base into Forged and Twilight Council into +1 and a standard game, right? Like, I'm not opposed to mixing it up, but making it look like the same build, to try to force an overreaction out of Dark. But we'll see. We'll see what JieShi does decide to bring to the table. Based on the pylon location, the tech is going to be hidden behind the base. Interesting. Now, with this Stargate location, this looks very suspicious. This could either be another Void Ray opener, as we mentioned, or if it, based on the rally, based on the rally, is going to be a Void Ray. I was going to say the other option is that this could be, if we made a Stalker instead of the Adept, this could be an Oracle, where you bank up the Oracle back at home, and then you make a second Oracle, and then you move that across the map, and because of the delayed Oracle harass, your opponent skips out on Spores, and then you just wreak havoc and get damage done. But based on the rally, it's going to be a Void Ray, most likely. Okay. Meanwhile, 2 Lings do slip into the main, or into the natural, going for the probes. Workers are a little bit exposed here. Oh, taking a lot of hits. Taking a lot of damage. That does race back. And as we mentioned, it is the Void Ray. So with this, so far, the opener is looking the same as game number 1. But what I'm most curious by is the follow-up. That's what's important. Do we see more Glaive Adepts or something different? I'm hoping for something different. I'm hoping we don't do the same build 2 gains in a row. Oh, that's an early Twilight Council. Hello, Twilight Council. What's going on? As I was saying, I hope it's not the same build. It's looking like the same build. This is a Twilight Council before the expansion. Thankfully for JieShi, the Overlord did not see this, neither did the Lings. But this is feeling like Glaive Adepts once again. And I mean, it's one of those things where, you know, what are the odds, right? If you're Dark, you're like, what are the odds it's the same build 2 games in a row? Like, no shot he's gonna Glaive it at me again, right? Right? There's no shot he'll do it again. No shot. No. Oh, okay. Not Glaives. Charge. Did he pull out? Not quite. Not yet. But it is going to be a charged base all-in instead. Now, this is still very committed. This is designed to kill, to do crippling damage. Yes, JieShi is expanding. That is true. But he also expanded last game, and he needs to make it worth his while. And I appreciate that it is not the same build. I appreciate that JieShi, he opens the same, but the follow-up here is quite different. Now, despite that, that is a 430 Roach Warren. Despite that, very safe play out of Dark, going for the earlier Roach Warren, but this time it is a later lair. Previously, in the previous game, it was lair first, then the Roach Warren. This time it is the opposite. So we'll see if he's able to get into Roach speed as quickly. As for now, he has earlier Roaches, and we'll see how he does piece it all together. Okay. As charge is almost done. The link doesn't quite confirm. And you can see here that JieShi is hiding his zealots. He's banking them up. And now it's go time. And Ducky scouts, so he scouts, he sees, he knows, and now he knows what's going on. Back at home, he needs to fully wall up. He needs to get ready here at the natural. Sim City is going to be in his favor. And these roaches. Spine crawlers on the way. We have 2 spine crawlers here at the third base. Oh, Dark. He's going to try to hold on to the third. Throwing down a wall of spines. Again, spine crawlers are quite necessary here in this kind of position. As charge shots, they can snowball out of control real quick. And I'm loving the positioning here with the queens. And again, the queens here, they're designed to reduce surface area on the queens themselves. Zealots, they get on top of one queen. Roach is going to be funneling in. And the queens are starting to go down. One queen falls, second queen as well. Oh, nice target firing here on the Void Ray. Void Ray falls. Darky has to kite back. Another roach getting picked up. Darky holds onto the third base, but the natural is exposed. Does fully wall off. And Darky's holding. Yeah, he's holding on. Protects the third base. Shuts down the army. The Zealots, they bust in, but there's a wall here. There's roaches. There's a spine crawler. The Zealots, they do not do enough. And Dark holds. But this time, no roach speed. This time, roach speed has been delayed. It was a much crisper, it was a much more intense hold here on the Dark, as he had to invest in all those spine crawlers. But he does survive, and now he has to wait for roach speed. Because of that, forced to expand. He's forced to expand. JieShi likewise can actually saturate his base. He can take up. He's working towards Blink, working towards Immortal production. We have a longer game. But what I will say is that Dark is in a better position here. Again, the community of these Zealots, they had to do more damage. Did have to do more. As Dark holds, getting into +1 range, getting into Hydras, going into Roach Hydra as a composition. As he is building up. As I'll say, dip in. Getting eyes on the expansion. JieShi now knows that Dark is expanding. That he's not committing to an all-in. Not yet. As for now, we do see JieShi getting ready for a second wave. This time, more of a Soul Train-esque move out. We have sentries, we have force fields. There's an Immortal behind this. Spine Crawler is getting in position. Walling up on the high ground. JieShi just waiting for reinforcements. There is no War Prism, true. No War Prism with the main army. Making more Immortals, pushing in. Thankfully, there are Ravagers here for Dark. And he has an answer to the Force Fields. They will shut them down. Force Fields are broken. JieShi the Prism has arrived. He can still pull this off. This army has a lot of potential. As time goes on, Darky is massing up a greater army. Looking to collapse in. Force fields are going to be dealt with. The sentries are getting exposed. And the sentries, yeah, they're going to be going down. The final force fields for JieShi. The Immortals are exposed. And there's just not enough support here. Not enough buffer. Yeah, down to 2 sentries, down to 1. Lings, they come in. The Prism's going to go down. No, the Vials. Vials do connect. Prism falls. And there's nothing left. There's nothing left here. Darky shuts down the army. JieShi overextended. Spent a lot of force fields moving in. Wasn't quite worth it. Especially with only 2 Immortals. And with that, Darky snowballs out of control. He breaks through the defensive line. And JieShi's down to a handful of Stalkers. Darky doesn't test his luck. He's waiting for reinforcements as he runs out of Lings. 20 Lings in production. +2. Getting to the Hive. Getting to Lurker Tech as well. 4 base saturation. Dark is rotating. Again, really, in reality, there's no rush. There's no rush for Dark. He can just rotate, deny the 4th base. Shield barriers are not ready. The expansion, it should go down. There's no saving it. I started stepping. Snipes the base. From here, Dark headed towards the third. Oh. Snipes the sentry. Lurker Den is done. Lurker upgrades are on the way. And from here, Dark can just calm things down and tech into Lurkers. Can make use of that tech. Storms are about to finish. The Lurkers are going to become quite necessary here. The Storms are going to be ready. And Storm's going to be popping up. Oh, do we have one? Not quite. Hydras, they do trade well. Where's the NG overcharge? And not quite there. There we go. Here come the first Storms. They do force Dark back. But even without Lurkers, he might just have too much. He might just have too much here. There's going to be one more Storm left. And Darky gets underway. The pre-split. Let's go. That is a juicy Storm. And there's one more Storm available. Ooh, this one turns away, but doesn't quite connect. Lings have arrived. And Dark, he dives in. And lunges forward as well. Barely, it's fine. Barely really a lunge. But it's all good. GG gets called and Darky snowballs out of control. Dark, he will take the series 2-0, advancing on to the winners match. GG. GG, well played. Darky will claim the series. Again, he did come in as the heavy favorite in this matchup, but shout out to JieShi for at least having two very specific builds here. Game 1 going for Void Ray into Glaive Adepts, Game 2 going Void Ray into Charge as well. So I do appreciate that JieShi did mix it up and had some builds prepared here for this series. Didn't quite work out, but I appreciate it nonetheless, as that does wrap up our second match of the night. And up next we have the winners match. Oh boy. As we have a player that has been patiently waiting this entire time. Exclamation mark B in the chat if you guys wish to have a look yourselves. But we do catch up here on the rack, and there it is. Clem took down Cristiano, Dark took down JieShi, and up next we have the winners match between Clem and Dark, followed by the elimination match between Cristiano and JieShi. Oh boy. Here we go. So those are our upcoming matches here to determine the first player to make it through into the playoffs out of Group D. We're going to be going on a short break as the players have to conduct their vetoes. They do need some time to get things going. So we're going to be having a short break, just catching up. And we'll see you guys in a couple of moments. What a winners match it is. It is true. We're looking forward to it. So we're going to be going on a short break. When we come back, we'll have that TVC. I'll see you in a couple of moments. See you soon.